tutorial, I'll be showing you about a stock. Um, just type it in Google and write stock beside it, and you can see the name here. And you can see if you want to buy right now, you have to pay 130.09 US dollars per stock. And you can see the market cap is in billions, which means a big size firm. Dividend yield is nearly 3%. I'll just explain you briefly what dividend yield is. Dividend yield means that company is financially strong. It means that the after paying its costs, liabilities, creditors, it has like extra money. That extra money it pays to shareholders. This means they are financially very strong. This is a positive sign. So it's important to look at the dividends. Let's look when was it founded. You can see it's 1898. And if it's not shown outside, you just go to Wikipedia and you find the box here, and then you can see founded 1898. It's like 120 years ago. Now, what I want to see is that I'll just copy this. I want to paste here, and I want to check the reviews in Indeed. If you just go there, and you can see there are like 12,000 reviews, and it's 3.9 star, nearly 4 star, which is brilliant because the reviews are a lot. You can just read through the reviews yourself. Copy here, check in Glassdoor, reviews in Glassdoor, and you can see that there are nearly 9,000 reviews, and it's 3.5 star, above average. You can just read through the reviews yourself. And then I want to see if it has any patents. The website I use is Just Your Patent, and just click here. And I'm not interested in inventor because these are people who invented but they don't have the full rights. I'm interested in applicant or assignee. So because they have full rights. So it has patents in 2012 and stuff like that. Just go through yourself and make sure it has recent patents in 2015, 16, 17, because that means they're still innovating. So this one is 2016, which is a recent one, 2016, because the more recent they have, the more better. I mean, not the more better, but it means they're still innovating. They haven't stopped innovating. That's brilliant. And the more patents they have, the more competitive they are, the more difficult it is to beat them in the market. And so they have a very competitive edge. They have a moat. So make sure that they have recent patents as well. And then I want to make sure, I want to go to Yahoo Finance. I want to show you the key executives. Just go to Yahoo Finance, paste it here, click here, profile, just go to sector, industry, full-time employees, and you have 5 executives. Only 3 of their salaries have been shown, 2 are not applicable. So you need to find out why they're not shown. Maybe some other website has covered it, and why they're not shown, because the more information you have, the better, the more trust you're able to make with the firm. So maybe these 2, why it's not applicable, is there a reason behind it, or maybe you can search it on another website. So just find out, because sometimes like maybe Yahoo Finance haven't covered this or what, so you need to search that. And lastly, I want to go to MacroTrend, which is a brilliant website for ratios. Click price ratio and price book ratio and paste in the symbol. I'll just write PEP and it will appear. And so I want to explain you briefly what this is. Price book ratio means that if it's less than 1, that means the stock is at discount. You're getting a bargain, it's a sale. And so it's ideal. If it's 1, that means that the stock is, you're buying the stock at the real price. You're buying the stock at real price, so it's not expensive. If it's more than 1, that means that the stock is expensive. The higher the number goes, the more expensive it gets. Right now it's 12, so it means it's 12 times more expensive to buy the stock. And in 2018, it's 10.66, which means that it's nearly 11 times more expensive. So it means people who bought in 2018 December, they paid $110 to buy something that was $10 worth. So they paid a lot of money, 10 times more money. But right now it's nearly 13 times more expensive. But it was most expensive in 2018 September, 15 times more expensive. But it was the least expensive in 2011 September, when it was 3.27 times more expensive. So people who bought in 2011 September, they paid $50 to buy something that was $15 worth. So You need to make sure that when you're buying it, is it very expensive, or you know um, like maybe you can wait for a while, or maybe it might go up again. I don't know, up to you to decide. Now let's go to other ratio and click at current ratio. Current ratio, if it's less than 1, that means stock is risky. If it's 1.5 or more than that, that means stock is safe. It's just taking time. Sometimes it take time to load because it's there's a lot of ratios, so you need to be patient with this website, but it's brilliant because it makes your life easy. So I love using it. Please let me know if you have any questions regarding this, or if I'm going very quick. So right now it's 0.86. It's a risky stock because it's less than 1. So it's very risky because if you see vertically up, the liabilities are more than assets. And in 2019 March, it's a risky stock. Yes, it's a risky stock. And we are looking for 1.5 or more than that for it to be very safe. 2017 December, it's safe, but then it's fluctuating. It's, there's no consistency for it to be 1.5 or more than that. So since 2005 up till now, it's a very risky stock. And and recently also it's very risky stock. It's below, liabilities are more than assets, so it's a very risky stock, I would say. And let's look at debt equity ratio. We are looking at 0.5 or less than that. Here, what debt equity ratio tells me, it tells me that if the company is mainly operating on debt or equity, I'm only looking for 0.5 or less than that. So let it load and then we'll have a look. Right now it's more than zero point 0.5, so it's a lot more than zero point 0.5. It's very risky stock. There's a lot more debt than equity. If you just look up, it's mainly operating on debt than on equity. So it's like twice the debt as equity. It's very risky stock. And if I just go back, it's the debt is a lot compared to equity. It's like twice, and then before that in 2018, it's like thrice, 3 times more debt. And so it's mainly operating on debt. But if I just see in 2014 September, the equity and debt is same, so it's 1, but I'm looking for zero point 0.5 or less than that for it to be brilliant. So if I just have a look that from 2005 up till I would say up till 2008 September, it's less than zero point 0.5, so that means that it's a safe stock. And then it went up a little bit, then came down. 2009, it's a safe stock, and then it went back up more than zero point 0.5. So since 2010 up till now, it's a very risky stock. So you need to be careful about that. That how much risk you can take. Click on return on equity. It's we are looking at 8% or more than that for it to be ideal. But let's have a look. Please ask me as many questions as you want, and also there's a discussion section in my YouTube channel. Please suggest anything you want to suggest, or if you have any ideas for me, or if you want me to make a video about any stock that I haven't covered yet. So I would love to make that, and please give me any suggestions. And or if you just want to simply connect with me, so that's brilliant. So I'm looking at 8% more than that. It is more than 8%. It's more than 8%. It's more than 8%. Yes. So since 2005 up to now, 14 years, it has been consistently more than 8%. That's brilliant.